Greetings, Tenno! So you're finally deciding to play Warframe, either because it's a free-to-play, fast-paced, yet relaxing RPG-esque looter-shooter game, or because you have that one friend who says, since crossplay is coming out soon, you have no excuse not to play with me. Guys, please. I'm so, so lonely. Guys! Anyways, here's the top 5 things you need to know if you want to play Warframe. Now, before we get started, I would like to give a shout out to Goo Goblin. He's a Warframe player who I ran into while farming XP on Hydron. In fact, he actually inspired me to make this video because he specifically asked if I was going to do a Warframe video. I couldn't think of what to do, so I decided to make a top 5 list. Anyway, here's the number 1 spot. So, when you first log into the game, you'll have the opening cinematic. Once that completes, you'll be prompted to pick one of 3 Warframes. Now, don't worry, you'll be able to craft and collect the other 2 Warframes later. Now, besides appearance, you're probably wondering what's the difference between these 3 Warframes. Well, first of all, their names are Excalibur, Vault, and Mag. Excalibur is the choice for you if you only care about melee. You don't want to use the guns, you don't care about the bows, all you care about is just chopping your enemies in half, slicing through hordes like they're butter. Now, of course, you're free to use guns and all of that with Excalibur, but really the main point is to just slice everything with his Exalted Blade. Next, we have Vault, my personal favorite, and the one I picked when I started. Vault is basically if you take the Flash and you give him Thor's powers. He's fast, and he does everything lightning. In addition to that, he's also able to provide a shield that deflects incoming bullets, and when you shoot through this shield, it increases your damage output. This is the frame if you want to go fast, you want your team to go fast, and you just like zapping everything. And then we have Mag. Now, Mag is probably a little bit trickier to use. In fact, I've probably used her the least out of the 3, but that doesn't mean she's any less powerful. Mag, as you could probably guess, has everything to do with magnets. She's an excellent choice if you want to have control over the battlefield. From being able to pull enemies closer to literally crushing them, she can also create an orb and pull all the bullets shot at her into it and fire it back at the enemy. Needless to say, whatever Warframe you choose, you can 1. Have the option to play them later in the game, and 2. They're all great picks. But now you kinda know what they do. Once you complete that opening mission, you'll find yourself in your orbiter, and you might notice seemingly 2 currencies. One called credits and the other called platinum. Now, credits you use for just about everything. You use it to buy blueprints for all sorts of weapons, keys, other stuff, and you also use it to actually craft the items. You will need a lot of credits, but it's also relatively easy to get. Now, platinum is a bit more difficult. Platinum is the paid for in-game currency. If you go to the Warframe website, you can purchase a certain amount of platinum for any allotted amount of money. And as part of the daily login reward system, there is a chance you can get up to 75% off of platinum on their website. Now, platinum does come in other forms, like you can get it with other packs that you buy with actual money, or if you're on Twitch and you watch some Warframe live streams, you may have the opportunity to get your hands on some platinum. Now, the easiest way to get it for free is still kind of difficult. If you go to Maru's Bazaar on Mars, which will take a little while to get to, you can actually trade with other players for platinum. Now, why is platinum useful? Basically, you can use it to skip through some things in the game. You can use it to buy Warframes. You can even use it to buy materials instead of farming them on the different planets. And of course, the all important fashion framing. From different color palettes to sandanas or cool armor to upgrade your Warframes. Now, there is kind of two other currencies in the game. One of them is standing, and the other is ducats, which is kind of unimportant for the moment. Number 3. How to get the rest of the Warframes. You probably noticed by now that there is tons of Warframes. And you're also probably wondering, how the heck do I get my hands on some of these really cool characters? Well, for the majority of them, you'll have to continuously fight different bosses, each boss correlating with a different Warframe. And the bosses have a random chance to drop a piece of that Warframe. Some others have storyline missions that you need to complete before you actually get the blueprints. And then there will be a mission that you have to do over and over and over again in order to get the different components of the Warframe. Essentially, it's very repetitive, but it makes it all the more satisfying when you finally craft another Warframe. Number 4, weapons. Now, weapons are an essential part of Warframe, and both your weapons and your Warframes will level up. As your loadout levels up, so will your mastery rank. This is important because the higher your mastery rank, the more weapons will be unlocked for you to craft. Unlike the Warframes, weapons are much easier to come across. A few of them you can just straight up buy for credits. The blueprints you'll also probably just purchase. Some weapons drop from quests or missions, but for the most part, you can just purchase the blueprints and then farm the resources. Before we get to the end of the list, I have two things that weren't quite big enough to make it their own thing. First of all is the star chart. This is where you're going to find all the different planets, and on each planet, you're going to find different mission types. You can think of this as essentially different levels you have to unlock in order to get to the next one. The second honorable mention, whatever you do, don't let anyone spoil the cinematic quests for you. These are some of the staples of Warframe. So if anyone starts talking about the Second Dream, War Within, or The Sacrifice, don't pay attention to what they're saying. There is some great story, and it takes a while to get to, but trust me, it is worth it. And finally, for number 5, arguably the most important and most complicated part of Warframe, the mods. Essentially, these are items you can collect that can upgrade your Warframe and your weapons. It can give your Warframe more health, armor, shield, and can make your energy efficiency much higher. It can make your weapons faster, stronger, do more damage, and do more types of damage. And by using mods, you can specialize each weapon to a certain enemy type. But that's not where it ends. You can actually upgrade the mods. Upgrading your mods is essential. When you upgrade, you can take a mod that gives you like 10 to 20% damage and give it like 120% more damage. That concludes the top 5 things you should know before you start playing Warframe. This is a good game with a great community. But unfortunately, that's all I have time for today, Tenno. Remember, ninjas play free, and this is Jeff Lewis, signing off. Goodbye. Hey, I know it's the end of the video, but this is the first time I've ever made a video like this. I even wrote out a script. So I know it's something every YouTuber asks, but especially now, please let me know what you think in the comment section. And I really am excited to hear your critiques.